Well, the start of a new school year is always a mix of excitement and change, right? For some families, it means fresh notebooks and new routines, and that's exciting. But for others, it's a bigger transition, right? Sending your kid off to college for the very first time. It's a season filled, I can only imagine, with pride, a little heartache, right? Challenge as you kind of now learn to navigate life in a bit of a quieter home. So all that to be said, today we are talking with somebody who gets all that, who knows that feeling too well. Our sister gal, Kelly Brook Brown, just sent her baby off for the first time. Kelly Brook, how you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. We're excited and looking forward to all the things to come about college.
Your girl's going to Samford,
which
is really exciting. You talked a little bit about that too. So in full disclosure, you may have seen Kelly Brook. She's a director of the theater, and so you've been used to sending your babies of sorts off in different ways, but this is your first own baby, your real child, headed off to school for the first time. Hasn't left just quite yet, but are you kind of mentally prepared? How's the summer been?
I mean, we've had a great summer. She's kind of done all of the things that she loves to do. She went off to Nashville to see her friends up there, and we went to Kansas to Music Theater Wichita to see her adopted brother there, and it's been a great summer, kind of finishing off, I guess, capping off all of those things that you want to get.
Well, I guess you never know how that moment's going to be when you drive off. Do you think you're going to be okay, or are you going to be okay?
It's like I shared a little earlier before we started. I never really worry about my kids going off to college unless I'm not real sure what their futures are going to be. Sometimes our kids, are like, I'm not going to college, or I'm not really sure what I want to do, and that's always when I feel a little nervous, about, well, what exactly the path? What's their path going to be? But a lot of these kids that grew up in our theater program, or they have a vision for their futures, and they're looking forward to kind of building their own nest, as we say, and so I don't worry too much.
I mean, college is a great time to explore that, right? I mean, for you parents watching, if you're like, my son don't know what his major is going to be yet, right? I mean, that's okay. Like, you don't really have to know your whole life at 18 years old.
Right, and college is not for everybody. I mean, if your kid decides to go off in a trade or join the military, celebrate that too. College, 4-year college is not for everyone. It can be 2 years. It could be, going into cosmetology. I was raised by a cosmetologist, and I mean, I think I turned out okay.
You're doing great, my girl. You did so great.
And so, my parents, were business owners and tradesmen, and I think that whatever your kids choose to do, as long as they're doing it with their whole heart, that's all that matters.
So with that too, and I love, again, just the idea, I think this is a season where we're so focused on, kids finding new passions, finding what they love to do, but now you're probably gonna have a little more time on your hands too. I mean, we certainly know that you work, but obviously having an empty home, any new passions you're excited to take on, or how you're gonna kind of fill the quiet days?
I don't know, I get asked that question a lot, what are you gonna do without your babies? But I mean, I see some of these pictures scrolling through here. Just because my baby's not sleeping in her room does not mean that we don't have other babies. I've got a lot of babies left to raise, so our house is going to continue to be full, and I always say, this is your nest and you belong here, and so it doesn't matter if you're 7 or 17 or 70, this is your home and you can always come here.
So sweet. And so I guess for people watching, make everybody feel like they're part of family, right? I mean, certainly, if your children are off, obviously they're still your children, but how can you be a mama to, somebody that you're just passing by, or somebody that you do see every day who maybe doesn't have one, right? I mean, I think it's a big calling for a lot of people, and so use this opportunity, this time maybe of loneliness and grief, to kind of serve others, right?
Well, I mean, we have, it's funny, we're going to drop Ava Rose off on Tuesday, and then we're going to have rehearsal on Wednesday, so
the show must go on.
The show must go on, but for myself, it'll be interesting to not chase Ava Rose around, and make sure that all of her tasks are met, or that her to-do list is set up, and all the things that I've kind of done. It's just been me and her for a really long time. So, but luckily she's going to be at Samford. She's not going to be that far, and so if I get a little homesick for her and she gets a little homesick for me, hopefully the opportunity's there for us to meet in the middle. She's planning to go through Rush at Samford, and so she'll have hopefully a lot of sisters to lean on if she gets sad. And then she's going to roommate with her best friend growing up, so she'll have
That's
that.
all
It's
worked
a little different than when I went to school and I kind of went by myself. So
Yeah, you and me both, sister.
Yeah.
I met this girl online and
Yeah.
I thought she might seem okay, and yeah, we turned out it did work out. But also, I will say, FaceTime is a beautiful thing. I don't know if you're
Right.
big at FaceTime. I'm a huge FaceTime girl. Y'all know my family lives 7 hours away,
Yeah.
and it makes them feel like they are just in
well,
the
and
living
I
room.
didn't have that luxury. I mean,
Yeah.
we barely had cell phones. I'm kind of old, so like, we didn't have cell phones, but really, where you could call and talk to your mom, it was still the plan where you had to
Yeah.
like pay by the minute or whatever to call and talk to your family. So, it's a completely different situation. There was absolutely no Life 360 where she could check on me. So, like, if I didn't call her when I got there, she would be concerned and scared. And now I can watch Ava Rose drive to Sanford on Live
Yeah.
360. I mean, I know that some people's like, oh, that's a helicopter mom. Let them grow up a
No.
little bit. But, that's,
You gotta
she's
stay on
all I
top of it.
got. So
I'm
I
28
don't want to
years
let her
old,
go.
And my mom and daddy still track me, and
Yeah.
I said that yesterday, but I turned out, I think we turned out okay.
Yeah,
both
I
of
think
us in our
we're
own respective
hey,
things.
we're still here and we're kicking and
Yeah.
hopefully bringing a little bit of joy to the people all
Well,
around
Kelly
us. I
Blake,
know you do. So.
You do that so well. Hang in there. We know Ava Rose is going off in just a few days, but you're so great at what you do, and excited to see
you.
life just continue for you in so many ways, as for your girl
Thanks.
too. So appreciate the time. Thanks.
Yes.